All right, y'all. This is part 2 of the Prison Pimp Big Thomas. Now, if you haven't seen part 1, I'm going to have the link pinned at the top of the comment section so y'all can check that out. So we end up at Jackson Pike and we got to go through classification. So I end up going to, I don't even know. Okay, so in Jackson Pike, they got 2 wings. Well, not 2 wings. They got like the classification of the misdemeanors and the felony tank, right? Now, don't get it twisted. If you end up in the misdemeanor tank, it still goes down in the misdemeanor tanks too. Anybody from Columbus, Ohio, Franklin County, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But nevertheless, I go into intake and they put me in the felony tanks or whatever. So I supposed to only been there maybe, okay, let's put it this way. I got there on a Thursday. Of course, you're not going to see no judge until 72 hours. So the way I look at it, and they don't count the weekend. So I looked at it as, well, okay, I got here Thursday. Friday is day 1. Skip Saturday, skip Sunday. Tuesday, day 2. And no, hold on. My math is all the way off. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Let me do that again. I got there Thursday. Friday is the first day. Saturday, Sunday don't count. Monday will be the second day. Tuesday will be the third day. So I'm supposed to see a judge on Tuesday. So nevertheless, I get up in there and sure enough, they put me in this tank. Now, in this tank, let me give y'all the walkthrough. So in Jackson Pike, after you go into intake, whatever, they have you and about 5 or 6 guys, y'all walking. And you got dudes banging on the glass, banging on the doors. Man, bring him in here, man. Bring him in here, man. I'll beat that. It's crazy. It's a madhouse, right? I remember this light-skinned dude. This light-skinned young dude, he had to be maybe 19, 20 at the least. And, you know, he had a little 6-pack or whatever. He had his shirt off or whatever. He was like pointing at me like, put him in here. Put him in here. I'll get his head right. I'll get his head right. And the reason why I bring that up, because I remember that so clear. And I was thinking to myself, bitch, I will take this spork and put this motherfucker right through your eye. Now, you like, yo, Dante, what you mean a spork? Okay, so a spork is like a spoon and a fork. So what they give you in intake, they give you your cot, like your little mattress or whatever, a thin like itchy cover type of thing or whatever. They give you a toothbrush, some nasty toothpaste, some roll-on stick deodorant, a spork, and this spork is like a spoon and a fork, but it's plastic, whatever, like a hard plastic. And they give you a cup, like this brown beige-looking cup or whatever. So in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, so I can't get a hold of some steel or whatever to protect myself, but I will take the bottom of this spoon, this spork, and plant it in somebody's eye because I was that serious. So I hear the dude and he pointing at me, yelling like, yeah, bring him in here. I'll get his head right. I'll get his head right. So I'm thinking like, yeah, you got the right one. Don't even worry about it. But they didn't put me in there. So I see other guys going to different tanks or whatever. So I'm the last one. So they open the door and I go in. When I go in there, it's like time stopped. Everybody stopped. It was just looking, right? It was dudes coming up front looking like, oh, just trying to see who I am or whatever. And they just went back to doing what they was doing. So I'm standing there and I'm looking around and I'm seeing dudes well, I'm not going to say dudes. It was a lot of white guys laying on the floor. Now, I got to describe what these tanks look like. So when you first come in one of these tanks, now I never been to a misdemeanor tank, but I'm pretty sure they all built the same. So when you first come in, you in a day room and it's like Okay, in the day room, you maybe got two tables, like lunch tables, right there to the right. Across from that, on the opposite side of the room, you got three phones that's hung up right there. Then over there to the right-ish, you got the phone. I mean, not the phone, but the TV that's behind like some plexiglass or whatever. And then like in the middle of that, it's a little hallway that divides the day room from the sleeping area. Now, in Jackson Pike, they only got bunk beds. I don't believe there's any single cells. So that opens up into the bunk beds. And all the way straight to the back is one toilet and one shower to the right. Okay, anybody from Columbus, Ohio, you know, that want to chime in and say, yeah, Donta got that down pack 100%. Yeah. So I'm seeing a bunch of white guys, you know, out there in the parking lot. And when I say parking lot, that's what we call it. We call it parking lot pimping. Basically, if you not sleeping on the bunk, you out there in the parking lot in the day room or whatever. That's what we call it. So I'm just peeping the scene or whatever. And, you know, you got dudes back there rapping, just hollering, screaming, yelling. It's just chaos up in here. So I end up turning my spork the other way. You know, I'm holding like the spoon part in my palm, and I got the other part, you know, the handle part facing outward. I'm about to go get me a bed. So, and like I said, this is my first time in Ohio jail. I don't know nobody here, man. I'm from Flint, you know. I'm a Michigan guy, man. I don't know what's going on, man. I just know I just got me. You know what I'm saying? So I go in there. Do y'all remember that part on Life with Eddie and Martin when they first was walking through the bunks when they got locked up? It was just like that, really. People yelling, screaming, whistling at you. So as I'm walking through trying to find me a bunk, I'm like, if anybody trying to run out on me, and keep in mind, I didn't weigh nothing but maybe about 160. You know what I'm talking about? And I was kind of skinny back then. I was in shape, but you know, I just had myself. So I'm walking through, and I'm like, I wish one of these motherfuckers would try something with me, right? So I'm looking around, and I'm noticing like, okay, there are beds open, but it's people commissary and, you know, papers and stuff on top of the bunks. So I'm looking around, and, you know, I asked the guy like, hey, somebody sleeping up there? He was like, hey, I don't know if you don't know, but you got to fight to get to a bunk, man. And I'm looking at him like, and dude was like super grown. Dude looked like he was maybe in his 40s or whatever. And I couldn't do nothing with him. So I said, you said I got to fight for a bunk. He said, yeah, that's the rules in here. You got to go sleep in the parking lot with the white boys. So I'm looking around, and I'm like, dang. So I walk back off, and I go back in the front. So you remember, y'all, I told y'all they give you this mat. They give you this little thin cover or whatever. So I'm standing there, and I'm just looking around, and I'm like, nah, I'm not about to. I ain't feel like fighting. It wasn't because I was scared or nothing, but I don't know these people. I need to get the feel. I got to get the feel in here, man, because what if I just take off on somebody and he heavily connected in here, or he a gang member or something? Now I'm fighting 5-10 people. You know what I'm talking about? So I say, you know what, let me just watch. And so I'm sitting there against the wall, and I'm like, you know what? A bright idea came to my head. I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my mat, and I'm going to get under the table and put my cover, you know, so it can block me in on this side, because nobody else did it. You know, I'm an innovator or whatever. And speaking of me being an innovator, I need for y'all to do me a favor right quick. It don't cost you nothing, man. I noticed that a lot of y'all do, you know, y'all do pay attention, and y'all do what I ask y'all to do, and I appreciate every last one of y'all. But some of y'all is just not doing right, man. Y'all not doing right by me. The only thing I ask is for y'all to just hit the like button for me. And, I pose a question for engagement with y'all because I like to talk to the audience. But, a lot of y'all ain't talking back to me. So I need for y'all to, hit the like button, number one, and just engage in the comment section with me. Now, what I'm saying, and we about to get back to the story, but what my question of the day is this, y'all. Which drink is better? Okay? Either it's Coca-Cola or Sprite. Me, I'm going to go with Coca-Cola because I just love vanilla Coke. I love it. But there's other people that's talking about Sprite is the best. So in the comment section, let me know which one y'all rocking with. Is it Coke or is Sprite? Now, if you don't rock with neither one, you can go ahead and put whatever drink you like to put in there. No alcohol, though. Just pop. Just soda. Right? So let me know in the comment section. Sprite or Coke? But let's get back to the story. So, I go ahead and put my mat under there and, I hang up my thing and I'm just chilling. I'm chilling. So this white guy, he pull up on me because keep in mind, I'm facing the brick wall. My back is the brick wall, and in front of me is the open day room right there. But I got my cover right there. So this white dude was like, "Man, I should have thought of that. Man, I'm finna go get the other table." Right? So I was living like that for 2 days, that Thursday and that Friday. So when it was time to eat, to get the trays or whatever, I come off from under there and, I eat at the table. And then, I let people know, I'm under here, whatever. So you could say I was like a hermit under the table or whatever, right? So Saturday rolls around. Now, in Jackson Pike, I don't know if they still do this or not. Like I said, I ain't been locked up in damn near, 12 years now? Maybe 12 going on 13 years. But I know maybe around 4 o'clock in the morning, they come around with like powdered milk. Y'all, everybody that been locked up in Jackson Pike, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Stop fronting. And because a lot of you dudes be getting up with y'all cups and getting that powdered milk. But anyway, Saturday rolls around and I'm up there playing Monopoly with these white dudes and this one Mexican guy, whatever. So I'm playing Monopoly. So this black dude roll up, and now how can I put this? Because I got in trouble last time when I said a certain word on here. Okay, we can say this. A sissy pulled up, right? There was a black sissy that I never seen before up in there, right? He come up out of nowhere, and he's standing to the right of me, and he like, "Oh man, y'all should let me play." Now I could hear the sissy in him. I could hear the punk inside of him, right? And when I looked at him, I'm like, "What?" I said, it ain't no more pieces for you to play." And it wasn't. I wasn't this. I know. Y'all gonna be like, "Oh, Donta, that ain't right, man. Why you discriminating against the gay guy and all?" No. It was legitimately, there was no pieces for him to play. He couldn't play one enough pieces, whatever. So he's standing there and he just sit down right next to me, and he just watching the game. So I noticed he kept getting just like inching close, right? And I said, hey, bro, can you bag up? And he was like, oh, my bad. I said, yeah, bag up, son. So he was like, yeah, I ain't mean nothing. He was like, what's your name? That's what he asked. He was like, what's your name? I said, man, my name Donta. He was like, you ain't from Columbus, is you? I said, no, I ain't from Columbus. He was like, where you from? I'm from Michigan. He was like, oh, okay, snap. I got people in Detroit. Yeah, I got people in Detroit on the west side. I said, oh, okay, all right, whatever. I said, all right, well, cool, whatever. So we go get the trays, right? Now, remember in Jackson Pike, well, y'all don't know. In Jackson Pike, let's say it's 30 men in there. They gonna bring 32 trays, right? Because somebody gonna steal a tray, and it's just always chaos. And I'm gonna tell y'all a story about that another day. But they send 32 trays, right? And I told y'all it always goes down when it's Burger and Friday. Now, when it's Burger and Friday, for those that probably new to the channel and y'all don't know what goes down on Burger and Friday, there's a high likely chance that somebody's going to get stabbed. Okay? It's guaranteed that somebody's going to get beat. At least 2 or 3 people going to get hands applied to their body. It ain't no negotiating that. A couple people going to get their ass whooped. Okay? And there's a high chance that somebody will get stabbed that day too. So, and I don't know nothing about this, right? So I'm like maybe 7th in line, right? And I grab my burger and my fry, and I get over there, and there's this black dude sitting by me, and I asked like, "Hey, you gonna eat your mustard?" Because I see he didn't bust his mustard pack open, so he was like, "No, he's cool. You can have it." So I got the mustard pack. I like mustard on my burgers, right? So I'm looking around. I'm like, "Hey, you gonna eat your mustard? You gonna eat your mustard?" A couple cats gave me their mustard, whatever. So I just open it up and I'm killing this sandwich, right? And here you go. This where the BS come at. And don't worry, y'all. We gonna get to Big Thomas. Big Thomas is on his way. I'm just setting up the characters for y'all. The first punk, the black guy, he's the first character in this story. Then there's another homosexual that I'm gonna introduce to y'all. Then Big Thomas gonna come in. But y'all just chill. Like I said, I know y'all like, man, I seen a comment. This is a side note, y'all. I seen a comment where somebody said, "Man, you so long-winded, man. Why you be taking so long to tell a story?" Let me tell you something, okay? The stories that I tell is not for people that just want that quick fix. The stories I tell is tailored for people that go to work, that people that drive trucks, people that work in warehouses, people that work in a medical field that's doing long shifts, 8-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, for them truck drivers, people doing delivery for Amazon, right? This is who I do these videos for. So if you somebody out there that's impatient and want me to get to the point, this channel ain't for you. It is what it is, right? But I know this though. If you gonna drop a foul comment talking about you need to hurry up and get to the point, at least hit the like button, right? But anyway, so I get my tray and I'm over here doing what I do, and I hear the bullshit, right? "Hey, motherfucker, you better have my motherfucking fries. You better have my motherfucking fries," right? And I look over there, and it's this black dude arguing with the gay guy, the punk. I'm gonna call him punk number 1. So he's arguing with punk number 1, right? Now, keep in mind, let me just set the tone for y'all. I haven't met everybody in this pod. I ain't seen everybody in this pod. I've been here for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've been here for 3 days, and I haven't seen everybody because I'm not the type that be going to go look for people and trying to see who all up in here. And like I said, this was the early start of my bid. This ain't the convict Donta. This is the green Donta, right? Because later in life, oh yeah, I need to know who all up in here. I need to know every face, every voice up in here. But anyway, this black dude is arguing with the punk. The punk that sat next to me. And I guess the punk owed him fries or whatever. And he was like, I'm going to give you your fries. Just hold on. I got to wait for so-and-so to give me my shit, right? So I'm like, okay, it's about to go down, right? So next thing you know, I see another punk, right? There's a punk in line. Now, this punk is actually the one in the thumbnail. It's the one in the thumbnail. This punk is in line, and he had like this little Jerry curl going on, and you can tell like, dude tainted. You know what I'm saying? So when he get up there, he get his food, and he like, I got you, B. I got you, B. He talking to punk number one. So you got punk number one that was sitting next to me when I was playing Monopoly, and now you got punk number two that old punk number one his fries or whatever, and punk number one is getting pressed by a man for fries that's old to him. So nevertheless, punk number two with the Jerry curl go over there to punk number one, right? And he give him the fries or whatever. So he give him the fries, and the fries that he owed the regular guy, punk number one, put his hands on the fries and put it on his plate. And dude was like, man, why the would you touching my motherfucking food, man? Why the would you do that, man? Why would you put your nasty motherfucking hands on my food, man? Hell no. Give me your motherfucking burger. Give me your burger, right? Punk number one was like, I ain't giving you shit. I ain't giving you nothing. My hands is clean. All I know is the dude just popped off on him. Bop, bop, bop. He got the punching on him, right? So the punk jumped up and was like, oh, you gonna hit me? You gonna hit me? Okay, bet. Bet that up. Bet it up. You gonna hit me? You gonna put your hands on me? Okay, all right, I'm telling Thomas. Now, at this point, y'all, I done forgot all about Thomas. Big Thomas, the dude that when I got extradited. Like I said, if y'all don't know who Big Thomas is, but I'm telling the origin story of Big Thomas. And if you didn't see part one, I'm gonna have that pinned at the top of the comments, so y'all know exactly who Big Thomas is, right? So I hear him saying, I'm telling Thomas, I'm gonna tell Thomas, right? And dude, like, I don't give a fuck about him. I don't give a fuck about nothing. You should never touch my you should never put your hands on my right? So he like, okay, say less. I'm telling Thomas, right? So everything, well, I ain't gonna say everything settled down because there was other incidents taking place. Like I said, when it's commissary day, store day, people, it's guaranteed that people gonna it's gonna be violence. It's definitely gonna be violence. When it's Burger and Friday, it's gonna be violence. When it's chicken day or hot dog day, it's gonna be some type of level of violence going on. It is what it is, right? So I'm gonna say Tuesday comes. Now I'm going to court. Now in court, they come get you around 4:00 in the morning. And y'all know, they come get you at 4:00 in the morning, and they put you in this holding tank, and you be there till like 8 o'clock. So you in this holding tank with probably like, that can only hold maybe 10 guys, but there's stuff 30 people up in there. So we up in there, and then we get on a bus or whatever, and then we go to court and go to another holding cell or whatever, a holding tank behind the court, whatever. So nevertheless, ain't nothing really eventful took place on the bus ride or on that holding tank by court or whatever, nothing that is worth mentioning or whatever. But anyway, Thomas, he's there, right? Thomas in there. And he like, hey, little bro. And he was talking to me. He said, hey, man, what's up, man? Hey, man, I was thinking about you. So I get up and I go over there. I said, what's up, man? He was like, yeah, man, how everything going, man? How everything going? I said, shoot, man, it's straight, I guess. He said, you ain't been having no problems in here, have you? You good? I said, yeah, I'm straight. He said, oh, okay. Yeah, man, I finna go ahead and see this judge and see what they gonna give me or whatever. But yeah, man, yeah, it's nice to see you, bro. So I said, yeah, it's good to see you too. So I walked off and I sat back down, right? So I end up, going to court, got arraigned. The judge said, is he guilty, not guilty? The prosecutor saying what he was saying or whatever, and I pleaded guilty because they told me that and it was my first time getting locked up, y'all. I didn't know no better. I should have not pled guilty. I should have pled no contest. No contest. Or I should have just said I was innocent, but I just wanted to go home. And so the judge gave me a recondite bond, meaning I just get off. I get out for free, basically. So I get the bond or whatever, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm about to go, leave. Nah, your ass going back to that holding cell, getting back on that bus, getting right back in that other holding cell that's overpopulated. Then you going back to your pod, and then they gonna send over the papers and release and stuff, and then they gonna call your name the next day or the next day or the next day at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and kick you out, right? Now, let's get back to Jackson Pike. So I'm in there. And, everybody asking me like, yo, so what happened? Everybody just coming in from court. Yo, what happened? What happened? They gave me a recondite bond. Oh, man, yeah, you going home, baby. You going home. You going home. Right? Here's the thing, y'all. I'm sitting on a bench. The doors pop. And guess who walk in? Big Thomas. Big Thomas walk in. And he say, oh, shit. Oh, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Right? And I hear punk number one. The one that got punched on over the fries. Yeah, that's my boo, And he runs up to the front from the back room to the front, and they hug. And the guard like, man, y'all cut that shit out, man, cut that shit out, right? So he looked at me, he like, oh, what up, Donta? What up, my dog, what up? Right? Now, at this point, like I said, y'all, this is my first time being locked up. I don't know no better, man. I don't know the convict code of birds of a feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? I just see a familiar face that we got extradited together from Michigan to Ohio. And, this is the only guy that I really know up in here, somewhat. So I'll say, oh, what up? Now, if I knew what I knew then, I would have just gave him a nod or whatever, because now dudes looking at me in hindsight like, is this dude a punk? Is this dude a homosexual? Do he get out like that? I mean, these two dudes know each other, so, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, what up? And he like, oh, yeah. So he was like, yeah, you in trouble now. You in trouble now. Talk that shit now. Talk that. So Tom was like, what's going on? He was like, that back there hit me. He hit me. So Big Tom was like, who hit you? Who hit my B? Who hit my B? He was like, him right there. So the dude started walking up towards Thomas and was like, hey, listen, man, look, he owed me some fries, and he put his hands on the fries, man. So, we got into it. He was like, nuh-uh, we ain't get into it. You hit me. So Thomas, and I never seen Thomas upset, y'all. Thomas went from smiling, saying, oh, what up, Donta, to having like this evil, mad dog look on his face. He said, you hit my B? When I say it was quiet, that you could hear a mouse pissing on cotton. It was so quiet in there. He was like, you hit my B? You hit my B? He was like, no, man, no, it was a misunderstanding. Listen, Thomas took his right hand, grabbed my man by his neck, lifted him up off his feet, and rammed him to where the telephones was at. Boom, boom. Hit him twice, hit his head twice against the plexiglass and knocked him out. Right? Knocked him out. Then he was like, hey, where this motherfucker sleep at? Where the fuck he sleep at? Dude knocked out, y'all. He knocked out cold. I thought he was dead, to be real with y'all. So Big Thomas like, where he sleep at? Where does motherfucker sleep at? So Punk 1 was like, oh, he sleep right there. So Big Thomas went over there and started grabbing his stuff. Dude wake up and he groggy and he get up and he start walking back there. And he get by Big Thomas and he like, man, what you doing? What you doing? Thomas like, man, shut up, man. I'm taking all your shit, man. This is my bed and this is my shit now. And dude like, no, man, don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that to me, man. My bad, man. He like, no, you should never touch my beat. You should never touch my beat. This is my shit now. All this my shit now, right? So in Franklin County, it's something called the tap out. If you are in the pod, if you in the tank, and this for, like I said, I ain't been locked up in almost 11, 12 years, but nothing really changes. But if you find yourself locked up in Columbus, Ohio, Franklin County, and you are one of these tanks and you can't make it because you getting extorted, you getting beat up, or you done got violated, your manhood taken, you better get on that door and bang on that door. Boom, 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 boom. Y'all know what I'm talking about in Columbus. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. It's called tapping out. You better get up on that door and be kicking the fuck out that door till a guard come and get you out of there. So that's what he did. He said, man, F this. And he turned away and walked to the door and got the banging on the door. So Big Thomas hurry up and ran up on him, was like, hey, if you telling me, I swear to God, I'll kill you right up here right now. You telling me I'll kill you right now. And he was like, man, let's give my stuff, man. Let's give my stuff. Big Tom was like, nigga, we even. You should never touch my B. You should never touch my B, right? So he was like, man, no, I'm going to tell. Big mistake. Big Thomas grabbed the dude again, but this time he grabbed him with his left hand and he punched dude so hard in his forehead, I heard like a crack noise. I think he cracked this man's forehead, his skull or something. Boom! Dude head hit the door, and when he hit the door, it's like the CO opened the door like it was perfectly in sync. CO, when he opened the door, dude just fell right out, right? Dude got to shaking. His eyes was rolling in the back of his head. He was foaming at the mouth. And the guard was like, oh. So he grabbed dude like by his shoulders or whatever and dragged him out. And he got on the walkie-talkie. And he gave some type of code. And you hear all these feet running down the hallway or whatever. And they tell everybody, get against the wall. Turn around, put your hands up. Everybody got it. And everybody like, man, what's going on, man? Why the and all this and that. And the guard already seen Big Thomas, do that deed, right? So he pointed at him. They handcuffed Big Thomas, and he was like, I'll be back. I'll be back. And this is the crazy thing that Big Thomas was saying. He was telling the punk, like, don't give my pussy away. Don't give my pussy away. And I was like, what? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But anyway, I don't want to make this story too long because, like I said, I'm going to try to keep it 30 minutes or whatever. But y'all stay tuned for part 3.